Not me. I'm a happy person.
South African women are even hotter, and I am hot.
Hi, so my name is Pulane. A lot of people call me Puli because I prefer that anyway. I'm from Bloem, a very small town but very humble, and I love it so much. I studied musical theatre at TUT from 2004 until 2006, but then in 2007 I did my 4th year, which I never finished because I got my first job, theatre job. Yeah, I've always loved theatre since I was young, but I never knew I was going to get into it as a career, really. I thought I was going to be a climatologist. Cool, so after finishing my studies in Pretoria, like I said, I never finished my 4th year because I got my first job, which I was very thankful because I got my first job as a singer. I mean, here's another thing. At Tech, because I had a lot of difficulties with my singing, not really difficulties, it's a point where I had people around me who didn't believe in what I could do. You know what I mean? Because this industry was quite tough. So the lecturers that taught us also were performers in their own rights, or used to be performers. So sometimes they don't really say positive stuff. So they ended up pulling you down and all of that. But my first job actually proved everybody wrong because I got it. I was even sick. I couldn't even sing much at that time. But I got my first job as a singer in 2007, and I've been in the industry since then. I never stop. I always say to myself, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get that thing. Like, if you motivate yourself enough, you end up believing it. But it hasn't been easy, not at all. There's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tearful moments, a lot of wanting to give up. But no, you can't do that. It's very selfish to even want to give up when you've gone so far. Because I mean, I come from a family where, like, it's still a traditional family where they believe you still need to get a 9 to 5. You should get a job. Like, it's a cycle, you know. They expect you to be part of the cycle, not break out of it. You grow up, you study, you go get a 9 to 5 job, and after a 9 to 5 job, now you start being in love with somebody, you get married, you have kids. The cycle starts again with your kids. The kids have to go to school, graduate. No, man. Like, look, I've got only one life. I need to do with it what I want to do. I mean, I've got parents. I believe my parents were used as tools to get me here. So their job is done. They shouldn't be telling us as their kids what to do with our lives. I mean, they can speak over our lives, speak the positive, pray over us and all of that, but then they need to let you as a kid do what you want to do with your life, what makes you happy. The other thing, if it wasn't for me having to find God, you know, in my way around, like, I wouldn't be anyway, because like, I literally slept crying sometimes without having eaten because you work but all your money is going to the rent and all of that. But you can't give up. You cannot give up. It doesn't matter where you come from. Even if your parents thought, hey, you should be a doctor. No, that's their dream, is not yours. You have to find what your dream is or what your purpose is in this life and actually live up to that. You have to. I mean, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the rest of the world. Because I believe there's only one of me. And after, I mean, having known that there's only one of me, I need to do what Pulane needs to do in this world. Not what my mom or my sister expects Pulane to do in this world, because now I'm going to end up living their lives. You know, I live their unconquered or unfulfilled dreams and not mine. And then obviously I'm going to end up as a bitter person and so on. So I was like, I understand we come from families that don't approve of what we do, but then you lose a lot of family members when you go for your dreams, which is fine because you're an individual. You need to find your own path. So in this industry, there are other times when they might be asking you to do stuff that you're not necessarily comfortable with. But then when you get into the industry, you have to know that sometimes when you've been hired as a character, depending on where the writers see the character going, it's not up to you. Like the kissing scenes, the sex scenes, like a lot of spiritual stuff. Maybe like a sangoma, you become a sangoma at some point and you have to go through the rituals and stuff. Sometimes a lot of stuff like that, you can say no, you can. But it might just cost you your job. Especially with the sangoma and other stuff. But the kissing, there is always a stage kiss. You don't necessarily need to kiss the person with tongue or anything. You can just put your mouths together and then they change the camera angle. You can, as an actor, ask for that. Because I've done that before. I've said, I don't know that person and I'm not going to kiss them. So you need to rather, you have to change the camera angle because I'm not going to kiss this person. You can say that. You're allowed to say no. It's just sometimes some directors, according to me, they're just perverts. But yeah, they allow stuff like that to happen, which is not, especially for the people that are only coming into the industry. You can't tell them to do a kissing scene and you don't explain it as a director. You have to tell them that they have a choice not to do the real kissing. You have to tell them, because now this little kid comes in from technical and it's their first TV job, and now there they go. Now they have to kiss this guy that probably didn't even brush their teeth in the morning. And now they have to kiss this guy and you're expecting them to do it and they end up doing it and you say cut and they have to do the scene again. It's not, first it's not hygienic. I mean, we knew when we got into the industry stuff like that are going to happen, but you do get a choice because there is a stage kiss. I've been shown how to do a stage kiss. You don't need to, you can put your mouths together and turn around from the camera. You don't need to do tongue stuff. I've seen like I've done a sex scene on stage where they put like a gauze where you see the two of us, we're trying to have sex, but look, he's not even on top of me, this guy. He's just there and he's doing the movement, but it looks like that because there's a gauze. So it's a choice. If we wanted, we could have said, no, it's fine, we could do it. But we don't need to do it. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. And with the stuff like, if you have to do stuff like a sangoma, it depends where you are spiritually, as a performer. Like, imagine I'm a Christian and now I have to go and do a sangoma thing that I don't believe in. There's no way I'm going to be able to get into that character without having to give up my beliefs and my Christianity and my God and now embrace the ancestors and now get into that spirit. Because firstly, it's a spirit. It gets into you. It's going to take even longer to try and get out, because now if I have to have the whole week of shooting scenes as a sangoma and now I had to train, because firstly you need to go to a real sangoma to see how it's done. Already when you walk into that place, it's a different scenario. It's a different spirituality. It's a different everything. So it means as a performer, you are opening yourself up to other stuff that you didn't want, So it's either you can say no and you lose your job and you're fine, or you can say yes and you end up being messed up now, because you end up like spiritually messed up, like you don't know who you are anymore. If you were like a Muslim and now you end up being a sangoma in this show and you do it for the whole season, believe me, at the end of that season you will be a sangoma, a real one, because you do that character every day. And what are the chances that if you finish shooting at 6 p.m. and you have to be back at 4 a.m. there are no chances that you got enough time to get out of that character. There aren't, because it's a spiritual thing. It's not like any other character that you can try and you put up like, okay, I'm going to be a bad person, so I have to put it up, but then I can take it out quick. I can get home and go like, no, I'm not a bad person. You get it out, you meditate it out, you pray it out, and you're fine. A sangoma, that's like another spiritual dimension. You need to be ready. If you're going to do that, they better pay you quite a lot of money. They really do. They better pay, because now I always say, like, if I have to do like a proper sex scene or like a kissing scene and I have to be naked with that person naked next to me, like on top of me, they better be paying me a lot of money, because there's no way I'm going to do that. And if I had to do like a sangoma scene also, well, chances are I wouldn't even be doing that because it's gonna mess me up so much. It's gonna mess me up so much. No, I wouldn't do that. Actually. South African women are even hotter, and yes, I am. My name is Puli Rampoane, and you're watching Qoolerbox TV.
Qoolerbox Tv.